Good afternoon, everyone. My name is W.J. Miles. I'm going to be your instructor for today's webinar, and Barbara Bach.
Hello, everyone.
She's going to be answering your questions online. If you have any questions during our session today, please type them in the question pane to the right. If you don't see that question pane, then click on the little orange arrow. It will pop out and you'll see where you can do that. So today's webinar is going to be on mobile RPR, but just before we do that, I want to go over just a few housekeeping things here for you. If you go to our website, mymetrotex.com, you're going to see our member website there. Lots of great information here for you. Over here on the left-hand side is all of our social media links. We would love for you to like us, join us, subscribe to us, whatever you do on all these different social media links, and get connected with us that way. We share lots of information with our members that way. The one particular one I like is our YouTube channel. We have lots of great recorded information there for you. So training on MLS, RPR, E-key, tax, everything you can think of, we've got training there. And today's webinar will be recorded for training purposes and be put up on our channel there for you to see probably in a couple of days if you want to review that. Then all of our member shortcuts here, we like for you to log into MLS right here at our top link there. That's the MLS login. Then over on the right-hand side are all of our upcoming classes. If you click on our View All Classes there at the bottom, you will see our electronic calendar so that you can sign up for our in-classroom classes and our webinars like you are seeing here. So we would love for you to get connected to us that way. If you do go to the Netris portal, this is where we like for you to log into RPR from. Also, you've got the RPR icon. When you click on that, it's going to take you to the RPR homepage. So for those of you that really do not know RPR, RPR stands for Realtor Property Resource. Realtor Property Resource. It's a database by the National Association of Realtors. It is only for members of the National Association of Realtors. It does not cost you anything. You pay for it through your dues to the National Association of Realtors. I tell all of my classes, this is the best thing to happen to real estate in a long time. Got a lot of great information here for you. It pulls information in from over 300 other websites into this database. So you're going to see tax information, you're going to see MLS information, distressed property information, demographic information, school, you name it, it pulls it into here, puts it all in one place for you, and it's really easy to get to.
WJ, do all MLSs subscribe to RPR?
I don't think every one of them in the United States is up and going yet, but the vast majority do, and our MLS certainly does connect to RPR. So all of our MLS information uploads up there. You can see that, but you can still see properties all over the United States. Even if a local MLS is not participating, you can still see the tax rolls in there. This database has over 166 million properties in it.
Woo!
So we've got the blue side here is the residential side of it. If you switch over to the commercial, everything turns red. So you never question which side of the database you're on. Just by looking at the screen, you know which side of the database you're on. So to get to mobile RPR, I'm going to share my cell phone screen with you here. And the first thing we're going to do is go and get the app. If you don't have the app installed, I'll show you where to find that. So you would just go and find your app store. And my cell phone is on mobile data for today, so we're going to see how things work in the mobile environment rather than being connected to a wireless. So go to your app store. I'm going to go to the Google Play Store here, but if you have an Android, then go to the App Store for that. Once you get there, all you have to search for in the App Store is RPR. When you type that in, you're going to see RPR Mobile and this little blue symbol right there. That is the app that you want to download. Once you download it, it's going to be installed on your phone, and then you're going to sign into it exactly the same way you do on your computer. It's going to pop up and ask for your username and then your password, and it's the same information that you use on your computer. Once you have the app installed, you'll click on it. It will either ask you for your login name and password, or it will take you in. It does not ask you as often on the phone to log in as it does on your computer. I haven't heard a definite time on it, but I know that it takes quite a while to do that. Notice it detects where the phone is. We're in a very commercial oriented area right here, so it's called Brook Hollow here in Dallas, and there's not any residential activity around us here. Otherwise, if we were out in a community, we would see recent sales, new listings, recent solds, all of that type of stuff going on. There's actually 3 home pages to the mobile app. If you look right down at the bottom, there's 3 little dots, and it shows I'm on the center dot right now. If I go to the left-hand side of the screen, hold my finger down, which I'm doing with my mouse now, and I pull over, you're going to see the search screen. If you do the opposite, you'll go to the middle screen, which is the what's around you type page, and then if you go to the right, you're going to see what's the market activity in this area. So again, I'm not showing a whole lot because my phone's not in a residential area. If you want to make one of these 3 screens your home page, what you're going to do is go up to the top right hand corner, there's a little house. You're going to hold down on that house, and it's going to say default home page set. That means each time you come in, this is the first page it's going to go to. Then I like to take everyone to their profile. If you go in the top left-hand corner of the page, there's a gear. Underneath that gear, if you click on that, there's lots of different things you can do underneath here, including contact their customer support down here at the bottom. I cannot say enough good things about RPR support. They're fabulous. Every time I've called them, they've had the answer for me, or they put me into second level support. They've communicated very well, so I highly recommend their support there. But if you go to user settings, the third option down, user settings, you click on that. One thing they've just added within the last month, I think it's actually about the first of this month, is they have put commercial RPR into the mobile app. Before, it's always been residential. Now it's commercial and residential. Notice here at the top of the settings, we can click over to commercial and then click back out on our home screen. Watch what happens. See how it reloads the screen? Everything turns red. We know we're in the commercial environment. And since we're in a commercial area here, it's actually showing a for sale property for us right here close by. If we go back to the gear again, put it back to residential, click back out on the screen, it's going to switch back to the residential side for us. So a great new feature for those that do residential real estate, then you can get to it on your mobile app. If we go to the gear again, we can override our location. Let's say I've got a listing, and instead of having my phone detect where it is, I want to look at the sales environment around that listing. I could put that address in here, turn on the override, put the address in here, and it would show me activity around that listing rather than around where my phone is. So a great feature there. Mm-hmm. Then we have the set what's nearby. If you mainly work in town, I would keep it set to 0.5 miles. Half a mile in town is going to show you plenty of listings. But if you work out in a more rural area, you may want to, and I have this trouble every time getting that to switch over, make that a little bit higher. You can go all the way up to 10 miles in radius. If you do that in town, you're going to see way too many listings there. So I would keep that set at the lowest level until you decide, I need to go higher or whatever. But I think you'll see plenty of listings within a half mile. Then you tell it what you consider to be a recently sold. A recently sold could be in the last 30 days, the last 60 days, 90 days, and so forth. That's what's going to show up out there on the screen as I'll show you again, as to what's recently sold. Then there's some other things down here you can change. I wouldn't change those until you see that you have a need to change those. Once you've changed them, they come back out onto the home screen here, and you're going to see that repopulate with whatever you put in there. So that's getting going with the mobile app there. One thing that I did before we started the webinar is I found a property, and I just picked this property at random. I just kind of went to the middle of the Metroplex and found a property in Irving. So I'm going to type in 4374 Armour.
Look at all the other addresses it pulls up.
So here's 4374 Armour. I'm going to click on that and show you everything that you can see about this property. So for those of you that have taken our introduction to introduction to RPR class, some of this is going to look familiar to you. If you haven't taken that class, I would highly recommend that you do. It's a great class and gives you a great overview of the system. So here we've got all of our pictures. You can see we have 6 different pages here we can look at. So you can just take your finger over to the right hand side of the screen, drag it to the left, and you're going to see the pictures come across the screen there. So nice looking listing here. And then we've got these icons in the bottom right hand corner of the picture. This is if there was a Google Street View on this one. This property does not have a Google Street View, so when I click on it, it just tells me it's not there. Then if we click on the airplane, it's going to be an aerial view showing you a top-down picture of that. And then if you want to go back to the pictures, you click on the pictures and you can see that, those pictures. If you click on one particular picture, it's going to enlarge to show you that picture. If you want to go back to the panes, go back to the bottom right hand corner there, click on the panes again. So that's your pictures right there. Then this property is for sale. The status right there in blue, and it says for sale right underneath it, and it's a single family residence. This is what it's listed for at $599, and then it shows the price per square foot. And then it has the RVM. This is one of the great benefits of RPR, is this RVM calculation. RVM stands for Realtor Valuation Model. Realtor Valuation Model. We spend a lot of time in our introduction to RPR class talking about this, about how it's calculated, how you use it, and all of that. Then down below we have the stats of the property. Most of the times this comes from the tax records, but if it's gone through MLS and MLS disagrees with it, as this one's going to, I'm going to show you down below, this is a 5-bedroom house, but the tax records had it in 4 bedrooms on here, so you'll see that. Then it shows that it's been active and the date that it was listed there, and then it has the days in RPR. Days in RPR is not like our days on market. Our days on market calculates differently depending on what status the property is in. So if it goes in an off-market status like pending, on whatever, then it stops calculating. But then if it comes back on, it starts calculating again. The days in RPR are the day that it shows up in RPR till today. There's no taking into account the statuses. So it's just showing the raw days that it's been in RPR. Then we go down below that, we're going to see the listing agent and their contact information here. If they have a contact phone number for the agent in MLS on the roster, you're going to see that number there, and you're going to see call the agent. You could click that button right there. It would use your phone to give that agent a call directly. You wouldn't have to type it in. And then we're going to see all the different information down here about what's in MLS about it, showing instructions, a property description, and all of that. Then we'll see the location details. It'll actually show you on a map where that property is. And again, if you're not at that property yet, you could click on this Get Directions. It's going to open up the GPS on your phone and take you, or give you directions how to get to that property or take you to that property. Just below the map, we're going to see Find Nearby Properties for Sale. If you wanted to see other properties around this property, you click on that, and it's going to do a search around that property and show you other properties for sale. If you want to get back, you hit the back button. It takes you right back where you were at. If you wanted to find nearby comps for this property, you would click on that. It's going to show you the little green dots there are recent sales. So you're seeing additional ones. There's probably some pending ones in there also. If we scroll on down, we're going to see directions to the property. Again, that's coming out of MLS, and other information about coming out of MLS here. Walkability scores. What in the world is this? This is from a website that calculates how you can walk to the grocery store and restaurants and doctors and things like that. Here in Texas, we get really low scores on this. We have to drive everywhere, don't we? But some downtown areas really like these scores because it tells them what parts of town have a better resource to get there. Wow, this mouse is a little touchy. Then we have the homeowner facts, and then we have the home facts. Home facts. Notice you have the listing and public on this property. If we click over to public, notice how on the tax records it says 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. But whoever put this listing in disagreed and changed it to 5 bedrooms, 4 baths. Makes a big difference in the price, doesn't it? So the database takes the word of the agent who does an inside inspection. The Central Appraisal District only does an outside inspection of a property, so they don't actually go in and see that. So you can see that this one is different. If we scroll on down, then we're going to see the homeowner association information here, how much it is and what it covers and everything. And then we have the estimated home value for this property in yellow and for this zip code in blue. This chart has tons of information here for you. The yellow line is showing you the property value over time. The yellow dots are when it's been listed in MLS. And then if you look here, we've got a loan that was taken in January 2015 at $350,000. That's what that dollar sign is right there. It shows you the loan. And then the tax assessed value are the green lines with the green dots there at the top. So lots of great information there for you. If it had been sold in MLS, you would see a little orange house sitting out here. And if it had had distressed property, which this one has not, but if it had distressed property actions taken against it, you would see an orange line going all the way across this chart. If we scroll on down, then we're going to see more information here about the public record information. And so here's where the lien was placed on the property here. And then down below that, we have the schools. This is one of the big benefits of mobile RPR, is having the school information while you're out showing. I can't tell you how many times I was out showing in the past and someone would ask me, well, how are the schools around here? And I wasn't even for sure what neighborhood we were in. We'd shown so many properties that day. And I would tell them, well, I just have to get back with you about that. And I'd have to confess to you, a lot of times I didn't get back with you. But if I had this in my hand right here, I could show them greatschools.com. Greatschools.com, their whole reason for being in existence is to rate public and private schools across the United States. So here it's showing the 3 schools that this property reports to. So we've got an elementary school, a junior high, and a middle high school, or excuse me, a junior high and a high school, and all of their ratings there from 0 to 10. Here in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how you can actually send a report to your clients from your phone on these schools also. Then down below, we have our room dimensions, just like we have an MLS there, or those came from MLS. And then the interior features, exterior features, legal description, then any mortgage information. If there was more than one mortgage information, you'll notice right here it tells you to sweep. This one only has one, so that's not activated. But if you had more than one mortgage record there, you could sweep over and see the additional things. Now all the way down at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see that you can call the agent here also. And notice there's 3 notes. I've already put some notes on this one, and I've already done a couple of reports. But if we click on notes, it's going to pop up and ask, okay, what notes do you want to do? You can add a text note, you can add a photo, you can record a memo. So the first one I did here was a text one. Says, notice tax records are wrong. This is a 5-bedroom, not a 4. To add a note, all you have to do is click and type whatever you want to say and hit save. So I can already hear y'all asking the question out there, who can see this? Okay, only you can see it unless you tell it to put it on your reports. And we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. You can have it on your reports or not. But let's say you and I are going after listing the same property, and we're both using RPR, and we're both making notes, we're both putting pictures up here and everything. Only you can see your information, only I can see my information, and RPR has committed they will never delete anything that you put on a listing in RPR. So you list it today, you sell it, and 5 years from now you're getting ready to relist it. You're going to see all this same information here 5 years from now. So great feature there. You can also upload a photo. I've already uploaded one. This is not of this house. This is an old photo I have of a faucet that was broken on a house, and I just uploaded it here. Could have been a picture of my dog. I've got a lot of pictures of my dog too. So if I want to upload a photo, I'm just going to hit add photo, and then it asks me, do you want to take a photo or do you want to select from your album? So if you want to select from your album, you just click there, you click on the picture and so forth. I'm not going to bore you with all my boring pictures on
of
my
his
phone.
dogs.
Okay, so I'm going to go back, but that's how you would upload it right there. Select it, and it would upload it. Then you can also record a memo. I think this is a great feature. Instead of having to type on your phone as you're walking through a property and you notice something, you can just click on add a recording, click on that and say, well, before we list this property, we need the front door painted, we need the ceiling fan that's making a noise replaced, we need the homeowner to address this or address that or whatever, so that you don't have to type all that information in. So then you hit end recording, hit done, and save. It's going to upload that recording to the database. And I'm going to show you here in just a few minutes. I'm going to go back on the computer where you see all this information on there. So again, all of this is going to stay here unless you delete it. Well, let's say you want to delete it from your phone. You can just come right here to edit. You've got your whatever you said there, and you say, I really don't need that anymore. You hit delete and confirm, yep, I want to delete that. Boom, it's gone. It's gone off your phone, and it's gone off the database, so you don't see it on your computer either. Okay? So great feature there that you can do notes, pictures, add recordings. But notice down at the bottom, we can do reports. If you click on reports, you can see any reports that you've done on this property, which I did these 2 before class. We'll look at them back on the computer in just a little bit. And you can hit add report. When you click on this, the screen ought to look really familiar to you. It's got the same reports that you see over on your computer, and you can run any of these reports that you want to run directly from your phone. So maybe I told them I would send them a school report. I'm going to click on that. It's going to pop up and ask me which school do I want to run the report on. So I'm going to do the middle school here. Then I can choose to leave some of the stuff out if I want to. See how it says all report sections? No, I want to remove some of those sections. Or yes, I do want to send all the report sections. And then on the cover page, do you want all of your contact information, your picture, all of that stuff? Yeah, I want to go ahead and leave all of that on there. And then I'm going to hit the next button in the top right-hand corner. And it's going to take me to Do you want to email this report, or do you want to download it? So let's say Mom wants a copy of this report. I'm just going to send it to my email address here. And then I would type whatever I want to say in the body of the email, and then I can choose to copy myself or not there if I want to, and I'm going to hit Get Report. I don't want them to know it's this easy for me. This report is generating. We'll email a link when you have the report is ready. So I'm going to exit the reports there. I'm not going to do that in front of them and let them know how easy it is for me to do that. I'm at least going to get back in the car and then send it to them. And if they ask, man, that was really quick, I tell them, well, I got back to the office real quick and whip that up for you. Okay? So, easy to do the reports from your phone. You can do all the reports that you did on your computer. So if I keep hitting the back arrow here, I will get backed out to my listing here. If I want to go back to the home screen here, I'm going to click on that. It'll show me the property I found. Click it one more time, and I'm back out to my home screen. Very intuitive, very easy to use the mobile app. So I'm going to...
Oh, someone's home. The door. We got to get the door.
So the dog just took off running towards the front door. That's just telling me my report is done, and I can choose to download it if I want here, or I can say, okay, I'll review it later or whatever. Okay? So I'm going to exit that. I'm going to jump back out of the app now, get back into RPR. So here's my RPR screen. Notice the last property I viewed, whether I was on my computer or whether I was on my mobile device, is right here under Recent Properties. Recent Properties. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to show me on the computer here that property. It pops up, shows me all of the pricing information in the RVM and the home facts and the RVM confidence level here. If I scroll down below the pictures, look what I've got. See my pictures and my notes, and I have those recordings. So if you wanted to listen to those recordings, you would come over here, hit the download, and whatever program on your computer plays audio files there for you, you could listen to those two recordings. Again, if you want to get rid of any of this, once you've listened to it, you decide I don't need that anymore, you just hit delete and it's gone. Okay? So very easy to add notes and remove notes. There are places all through down here that you can add notes on the computer. On the mobile app, it's down at the bottom, but each section here on the computer has a place for you to make notes. So love that feature in RPR, being able to make those notes. So let's go back up and let's look at our reports. There's several places to look at those reports we generated. Back on the home screen, they're over here on the right hand side. The last report I ran will be right here at the top. Also, if you roll up here and you have an orange number, all the reports you've recently run are right up here also. So if I wanted to see that high school report I just ran, I click on that. It's going to open up and download that report and show you the report that you generated. This one in this case is Travis Middle School in Irving. All your contact information, your picture, your logo, and all of that comes from your profile in RPR. So I highly recommend you make sure all of that's correct. And then you're going to see aerial shots, maps. You're going to see school ratings, and then you're going to see test scores at the different grade levels. We scroll on down past those. You're going to see actual comments by teachers, parents, students about the school here. This isn't you telling your clients, it's actual people telling you that. Then it's going to show nearby schools, other schools in the area, and all the information about those. And then down below that, you're going to see activity, the real estate market activity, nearby properties for sale on here, and details about those. So a great little report, provides lots of information for your clients. Then some of the other reports I ran were the seller report. I initiated this one from my phone also, but again, it doesn't download. You can email that. It also doesn't send an attachment. It sends this link to this page to them, so they come here, they decide whether they want to download it or not. If you notice in that top right hand corner, Chrome has a download button that you can download this report. This is by far the best CMA report I've seen in real estate. Lots of details here for you, lots of great information, pictures, very well formatted. If it's been through MLS multiple times, you're going to see the current listing, and you're going to see historical photos showing you a previous listing photos there. So if we scroll on down, then we're going to see the property history again, assessed values, mortgage values, deed changes, and then that chart that we were talking about earlier with all the different events that went on with this property. So the listings, the tax values, the loan values and stuff that were there. So great maps here, or great reports here for you with maps and charts and things. If you're dealing with a pilot or an engineer, they're going to love this kind of stuff. They love all this data. Sometimes if I'm having trouble sleeping, I'll come in here and try to figure out how they did all these calculations.
You know, WJ, I have an iPhone 6 Plus, and what's nice is I emailed a report to me, and I can see it perfectly on my phone, just exactly what you're looking at.
I totally agree. It shows up just,
really nice.
Just as good.
Just as
then we have the, from the seller's report, we have the property report. The property report is more meant for the buyer. It does have comparable information in here and shows them that, but it also talks to them about the area, the real estate market in the area, the demographics of the area, to tell them what type of community they're moving into, what are the ages, what are the commutes like, what's all of that going on. The heat maps gives them some great information. The darker blue areas on this estimated home values is showing where the more expensive homes are. The lighter blue are the less expensive homes. And then it's showing the 12-month change in estimated value. Everybody thinks right now that DFW area is just exploding and homes are going up in value. That's not true. See these dark red areas, blotches? Those homes are depreciating, where the dark blue areas are appreciating, and they could be right across the street from each other. So that's a great heat map there. And then this one is showing the estimated value per square foot. So that again, the darker ones are higher and the lower ones are less. Then we have the FEMA heat map or flood zone maps here. I called it a heat map because these other ones are heat maps, but it's a flood zone maps that FEMA produces. The little pink areas and the yellow areas there are flood zones, and then the green areas are not flood zones. So lots of great information in here for you. If you come to our classes, our CE classes there, we're going to spend a lot more time talking to you about this kind of stuff. So good information there for you from RPR. If we jump back into the mobile app, we just looked at the information about a property, but you can also use this to search for properties. So we could either scroll over to this other search screen here, or we can hit this magnifying glass up here in the top center, and we can type in search information here. So let's say I've got a client that's wanting to look in Irving. I could say I want to see Irving, Texas. When I click on that, I could hit the search right here, or I could go into the advanced right here and tell it what I want to see. So I've got my listings, I've got market activity, I could look up parcel IDs, I could do a keyword search. This is a great one here. If you do this keyword search, you could type in words that you want to see on the listing, like granite or stainless or those type of things that you would want to see on there. You could look for owner names, or again, you could look for the schools here. So I'm just going to hit search for Irving, Texas, and it's going to bring me to Irving, and it's going to show me a footprint of that city outline. So show me there's 77 properties here. Well, maybe my client has told me they want to be in a particular area of Irving. Well, I can come down here. Come on, I clicked on a listing, sorry. Let me get back here. I can go back, trying to get, there it is, draw. I can click on draw right here. When I click on that, I can tell it, zoom me in, and I could draw a particular area. You would do this with your finger on the screen, but I'm going to do it with my mouse. I'm going to hold down my mouse and watch how it lets me draw a very exact area. So this is kind of duplicating the polygon that we have in other searches, but it lets me draw on the screen. When I release, it's going to zoom in on that area and only show me properties in that area that are for sale there. If I go to the list up at the top, it's going to show me those properties. And if I go to sort, I can tell it I want to see the for sale properties here, and I want the, where's the nearby ones? They changed the screen on me here. Hold on a second. So we've got the, I only want to see the for sale properties here. I've got only single family, and then down below I could tell it I only want to see 3 bedroom, 2 bath, between these two price ranges and the additional stuff here. I could hit the apply filter, and boom, it would show me that. I could also do the sort. How do I want these sorted on the screen? One neat one they have is proximity. If you sort by proximity, you're in your car and you're in front of a house, the one that you're sitting in front of is probably going to come to the top, or it's going to be very close to the top. One thing I did find on this one, it remembers the sorting on an iPhone, but on an Android, when you exit out and you come back in, it's not remembering the sorting. And I've reported it to them. Hopefully they'll get it fixed one of these days, because I would love for that proximity to stay there so that you would see the property that you're sitting in front of. Yeah. Then if we hit the back arrow here again, it's going to take us back out. So we can search for properties on the phone, drawing on the map, putting in search criteria, and things like that. One other neat feature I love to demonstrate to everybody is you can make your life very easy by getting ready to showing before you go. So I'm going to jump back out on my computer, and I'm going to come up here. I'm going to search for sale properties. I hadn't picked on Addison in a while. Let's do Addison. How do you spell Addison? There we go. Addison, Texas. And I want a price range of what, 350 to 400. And I could go ahead and hit this advanced search right here and tell it the different criteria I want. So I just want active. I don't want pending. I want non-distressed, no distressed properties. I only want single family. And down here in the keyword, if you type in granite and add, the word granite's going to need to be on the listing somewhere. So if we scroll up and we hit the search here, it's going to find properties in, oops, only found one. Well, let me expand that criteria. I can come over here to the left-hand side, and let's say instead of 400, let's go to 500, just so we'll get plenty here. We don't have a whole lot of inventory out there, do we, guys? We need more listings. Wow, two properties. It's probably that word granite that's getting me in it. Well, so I'm going to remove the granite, hit apply again, and there we got some. Okay, so that proves to you that the word granite works for you there. The reason I brought you back here is maybe I'm going to show some of these homes tomorrow to my client. Right to the left of the address, see the little star? There's a star that you can select that property with or add it to saved. See, when I hit it right there, it turns gold. Then I can scroll down, say, okay, I want to show them this one, I want to show them that one, how about this one, and this one, okay? So that lets me save properties. I can also save this search. See how it says Addison, Texas? Right here is another star to the right of that search. If I click on that, it saves that search, but I can also rename it. I click on rename, and it has that where I can change that area, and maybe this is the Smith Addison search, or Smith Addison properties, or whatever, okay? And I'm going to hit OK. Where do you think I'm going to find those now, Barbara, that I save those?
Oh my gosh, on the list that says saved somewhere.
Over here to the left, there is a saved button we haven't talked about. When we hit that down arrow, it's going to show us those properties we saved, and it also has that search saved down here. So if I save the properties I'm going to show before I go, they are very easy to get to from my mobile phone or my cell phone. When I click on here and go back to my phone, get it back up here where we can see, notice down on the bottom we've got 3 icons. We've got one, any listing we've written a note on there we'll find, our recent listings we've been to, but then we have our saved listings. When we click on saved right there, the properties that we put in that saved list are right there. So I'm out showing, and they decide, man, we really like this one, 14560 Waterview Circle in Addison. And they ask me, how do you feel about their price? I'm going to click on this one and look at the details on it. And if I come in here and the RVM value is really close to the list value, I'm going to tell them, I think they're pretty close.
Yeah.
If there's a dramatic difference, I'm telling them, well, I'm going to have to do some research on this one and see what's going on. So that helps you with that RVM. It's basically kind of a quick CMA lookup for you. You may want to sharpen your pencil a little bit on it, but it's going to be in the ballpark, particularly if you do this RVM's detail, and it has 5 stars. It's telling you, I had plenty of comps. I'm confident that number's close. It's never going to be exactly what you would come up with usually, but it's going to be close to what you would come up with if you went into Matrix and did a CMA report on it. Okay? So, great feature there, being able to jump in there and look at that while you're out showing. If I back up, all the properties that I put in that saved list are here. So instead of having to print out the full agent report and carry it around with me, I got more than what the full agent report tells me right here in the palm of my hand on the properties that I'm going to be showing. And then my searches, if I wanted to run that search again, I come up to my searches. There's my Smith Addison search. I click on that. It's going to rerun it right then. Remember, I had 9 properties when I was on my computer? I've still got the same 9 properties right there. So I love the mobile app. It's easy to use. It gives you tons of information in the palm of your hand.
And I like the fact that you don't have to hand out an agent report to someone. How about my iPad or my tablet, WJ? Can I use it on that?
You can. You're going to see the same screens that you see here, but on a tablet, you've got a lot more real estate over to the right. They're going to do a lot more mapping with that real estate there, or that extra screen that you would have over here on the right. You're going to see basically the same screens you see here, navigate it basically the same way, but then it's going to have the map up there for you continually. Okay? So anyone have any questions about the mobile app?
Okay.
See if we can take
here's
some
one,
here.
WJ. Can you find expired listings on this app?
Can you find expired listings on this app? Let's try. I don't think so, but let's try.
No, I don't think so either.
If we come over here to the left, we click down, pull to the right, we've got our search area here. There is an advanced search right here. When you click on that, we've got my listings, market activity, APNs, search, all of that stuff. If we go to search right here, and we go to filters, and we scroll to the top, we have include all property statuses.
Let's see what comes up.
I do not see expireds. We have for sale, pending, distressed off market, distressed for sale, distressed pending, and recently sold.
Yeah, we also have a question. Can you show homes for lease? So we have that another status too.
Actually, that is a new status. They just added that out here on the main homepage.
Yeah,
If we go to for lease right here, it's going to show us any lease properties in this range. Now, have I seen them on the mobile app yet? I did not see it in that property status. Did you?
I didn't see it in the property status either.
Let's go back here. And let's do.
But I bet you if you went to RPR and did a search for lease and saved it, I bet you'd come up in the mobile app.
Probably would. Let me look at the filters there one more time. I don't remember seeing anything about lease there. So these are going to be include property types. That's our types.
There's
and then
other,
statuses for sale, pending. Yeah, I haven't seen it on the mobile app yet. Let me research that. I will find out and see if I can find that on the mobile app. But they did just add it on the main app out here just in the last few weeks. This has shown up. I've just seen it once or twice in class. So if I wanted to look for lease in there, and let's say we want Irving, Texas, and we want 1200. No, that's not going to let us. Let's do 1250 to 1500 and hit search here. It's going to bring up 4 lease properties. That was requested a lot to add lease properties to RPR, and they listened to agents, so they have added that capability for us. Any other questions?
Can you save one and see if it'll come up on your mobile app as a favorite?
Sure. Let me do Irving, click there, click there. Now if we go back to home, let me go ahead and remove. I didn't show you how to remove them from here, so if I come over here, I've got all the properties here. If I go into edit, I'm going to delete the ones I had in Addison and leave those 2 I have in Irving. Hit save. Okay, then I'm going to go back to home, jump over on my mobile app again, and I'm going to make that larger so you can see it better. Then I'm going to go to my saved down here on the bottom of my app here, and here are the 4 rents.
All right.
So yes, they do show up there. I'm just going to have to figure out how you search for them. Okay, then I'm sure it's probably here. Other questions?
Is the distressed properties listed or unlisted on the app?
The distressed properties, if I wanted to search for distressed properties, again, I would go over here to my distress screen. I'm going to go to search, and I can change my filter here and include all these different statuses. So if I didn't want to see for sale or pendings, I just wanted to see distressed off market, then yes, it will let me see that. Distressed for sale, distressed pendings. These are going to be for sale or pending, but these off markets are going to be ones that have distressed actions against them, and they're not in an MLS. So then I would back up, do my search in the area that I'm interested in. It's going to show me those distressed properties. Any other questions about that?
No.
No more questions?
Y'all are quiet out there.
Okay, so let me show you some other stuff here. What time is it? 2:49. Okay. We've got some other things that I want to show you here. Our recent.
Wait a minute. We got a question. Is distressed off market a pre-foreclosure?
Could be either.
Yeah.
It has. It could be on a pre-foreclosure. Could have had a letter of auction sent to them, an auction date set, It just has a distressed action on there. Also, it could have been several years ago. It doesn't mean that it's something recent. It means on the tax records, it has some type of distressed action against it. It could have already sold and somebody else has bought it, or it could be the same person is living there and they've gotten out of the distressed property issue. So be sure and look at that detail and make sure if you're looking for recently distressed properties that you could do those things.
We got another good question, WJ. Can we search listings by brokerage? You can certainly do that in MLS.
Yes, I would do that in MLS. It's going to be much easier if you go in there, either look for the office code or the office name, and you can find all the brokerage listings there.
And there's many market reports that you can get as well to see how your office is doing compared to other offices.
Right. All right, so some of the other things that we can see down here on the mobile app, the bottom line, the three icons here, if you click on notes, this is going to show you any listing that you put notes on. So the listing we were doing today where I did the notes and the memos and the pictures is right there. And then these are some other properties I've done notes in the past. So I can get back to those very easily from my mobile app. Then any recent properties I've looked at, either on my computer or on my phone, are going to show up underneath this middle icon here. So you'll see those that we've looked at here in class. Any recent searches I've done, either on my computer or on my mobile app, will show up here. Any reports that I've run, again, on my mobile phone or on my computer, are going to show up here. These three tabs right here relate back to the home page on RPR down at the bottom. So how long do those reports stay at the bottom of that page, Barb? You remember?
No, I don't, and you're going to tell me, WJ.
I am. Right here. This activity lasts for 30 days.
Oh, 30 days. I was
30 days.
Weeks.
After 30 days, this activity rolls off. So if I scroll down to my recent properties, the oldest one I have is September 26th. I use RPR just about every day, teach it really regularly, so that archives off. Same way with your searches and your reports. So these reports, if it's something you want to keep, you need to download it and put it where you want to keep it, because after 30 days, it will archive off of the system. Okay? So, we have any other questions up there, Barb?
No, we've answered all of them so far.
All right.
Good questions.
Let me jump back in the mobile app one more time.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a little bit about the commercial side. Again, it's just been added recently. If I wanted to switch over to commercial, I'm going to go up to the gear, and right here at the top it says residential or commercial. I flip that over, go back to the screen, everything turns red here, and I can start searching for commercial properties. The properties that are going to be in here commercially that are local to us are going to be from our MLS. They come down from Netris to RPR. So if I click on for sale or lease here nearby me, again it's within a half mile, I click on that, I'm going to see one property that's close to us here. The circle right here is where I'm at, and this property is right over here. I can either click right there, or I can go to list if I had multiple ones, and it would show us the information here. And then I'm going to click on this address of this property. It's going to show us the commercial listing there and the information that the system has on it. One thing that you're going to see on the commercial side is they do not do the RVM. The RVM is a residential calculation. Over on the commercial side, they calculate their property worth values totally different than what we do on the residential. But then the pictures work exactly the same. You can see those. The Google Street View works exactly the same on there, and the aerial view works the same there. So it's showing the information about the property there, and then you're going to scroll down. You'll see the agent's name. You'll see basically the same information you do on the residential side, but it's going to be about that commercial property. So the price change is going to be any changes they've had in MLS, you'll see there. And then you've got lots of tax record information and tax assessment information, all of that down through here. So even if you do not do commercial real estate, I would highly recommend you come to our introduction to commercial RPR. There's lots of stuff over there on that side that you need to see. The consumer spending that you can see, the reports that you can run, you can use for your networking groups, your Chamber of Commerce, and all of that. So again, we're going to have the same things down here at the bottom. If I go to recent properties here, it's going to show me my recent reports that I've run on the commercial side, my recent searches I've run on the commercial side, and the properties that I've looked at on the commercial side here. So great system. I'm glad they added it to the mobile app. Again, that was a request from realtors to have that access to the commercial side. So if I want to switch back, go up to my gear, switch back to residential, click back out, and it's going to go back to residential for you. Okay? Do we have any other questions, Barb?
No.
No other questions.
Does RPR prompt you for updates, if any, or does the app update automatically when you sign in?
Well, the app itself takes care of itself on your phone. Anytime your phone is doing updates, it will just go ahead and update RPR just like it does the Google Play Store or any other app that you have. But it connects to the database. It's the same database whether you're using the mobile app, whether you're using the app on your tablet, or whether you're on your computer. You're interacting with the same database. So you change it in one place, it changes in the other immediately there for you. So you never have to worry if it's showing up on one or the other. You're using the same database on all your different devices.
And then can we tell which kind of distressed action has been taken with distressed properties?
Okay, so we've got some interest in the distressed properties here. Let me find a distressed property here, and I'll show you what we're talking about.
And you do know in realist tax, folks, you can get some distressed information, pre-foreclosure, foreclosure, but WJ will show you what you have here in RPR.
So I'm just switched back to the computer here, and I found an off-market distressed property. See all those orange lines right here? This one has had several distressed issues. So back here in 2013, they had several issues, and then they've had another one here in late 15. This is a notice of default in September of 2015, and this is a notice of foreclosure in April of this year. Anytime you see this orange line going across, if you roll over it, it tells you what it was. It's on the summary of the property. You know it's distressed because it's red up at the top, okay? And then you hit the history. At the very top, you're going to see this chart. I love this chart, lots of information. And we scroll all the way to the bottom. Here's all the distressed property actions that were done. Anytime a lender takes an action against a homeowner, they have to report it to the tax records. So all of this is showing up down here. If I hit next, I will see other ones that were done there. So again, if you're interested in the distressed properties, being able to find those with the system, then come to our class. We'll teach you how to do that. So introduction to RPR, introduction to commercial RPR, and mobile RPR. We do classrooms in all of those.
Well, I bet you we have a lot of converts today, WJ. What do you say?
I think so. Like I said at the beginning, I love RPR and all the information it gives us.
Do tax liens show up?
Do tax liens show up? If it makes it to the tax records, you are going to see that information in here. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen one.
I've never seen one in Netras Tax.
Yeah, I would have to look at a particular one that we know. If you want to send me an email with a property that you know that has a lien on it, and I'll look at it and see. If it's not something that RPR has there, then they're very open to improving the program. Also, down here at the bottom is their 24-hour day, 7-day a
They're
week
really good.
contact number. You call that number. They've always answered within a ring or two and have been able to help me. Live chat here works well also, so great information there. There's also more training on the blog. If you go on the blog right there and drill down through their training, you'll find some other great training. So we're getting to the end of our time here. I have enjoyed the class today. I hope y'all have learned a lot. And I do think that you would love the classes. We spend lots of time in the classes showing you how to do the different things in here. So this webinar has been recorded. It will be up on our YouTube channel within a day or two. So if there's any part of this that you'd like to listen to again, you can. If you know friends that weren't able to make it, then have them give you a call or go on our YouTube channel and visit that. Our next RPR Introduction to RPR is going to be in Grapevine, October 27th, 9 to noon. Introduction to RPR class in Grapevine, October 27th, 9 to noon there if you're interested in that class. So, next month we'll have another webinar. Do you remember what I wrote now?
I don't know.
But we've got another one on the calendar, so be watching for that. We've enjoyed it, guys. Y'all be careful out there. Give us a call if we can ever do anything for you. Our number at the MLS department is 214-540-2755. We man that line 8:30 to 5 Monday through Friday. We also have an email address that's mls@dfwre.com.
And the next webinar will be Heather and myself. It's all about statistical information. It's going to be Monday, November 14th from 2 to 3.
All righty, guys. We enjoyed it. Y'all
Thank
be
you.
careful out there. Bye-bye.